Hey there, I'm Jen Therian, and I'm so glad you're here. I'm a former 9-to-5er that dove into entrepreneurship 8 years ago with zero business experience. I'm a wife, mama of 2 young girls, boutique owner, jeweler designer, and now the proud owner and coach leading Goldilynks Permanent Jewelry. I have a passion to empower fellow business babes. This podcast is made to equip you with everything you need to succeed, from actionable marketing steps to digging deep on your mindset. I know firsthand the heart, hard work, and let's be real, at times a struggle that makes up this amazing journey. You want to know what has enabled me to shine the brightest? Coaching plus community. Here at Goldilynks, we share openly, educate, and lift each other up. Expect to get linked with fellow PJ owners that will do just that, sprinkled with plenty of fun along the way. Competition is an old school thought, and connection is the way. Get ready to feel inspired. Welcome to the Goldilynks podcast. Hey guys, it's been a little bit. If you noticed, if you've been listening to this podcast from the beginning, thank you. And we debuted on Valentine's Day 2024, and I came out with amazing episodes. And then I don't know if you've noticed, but I've taken a little breather, and the podcast is still going strong. I'm so excited to pick it back up. But really, my focus has been PJX and implementing all these things to serve you guys as permanent jewelers. So I want to share with you what's been happening behind the scenes here and why there's been a slight pause. So let's start. PJX. It is basically 3 weeks from today as I'm recording this. And if you don't know already, I'm a speaker and a vendor. I'm super excited. I've never spoke before in front of a group of people. If you can't tell, I do like to talk. I love to talk to people. I love to talk to permanent jewelry and entrepreneurship, but actually speaking and teaching is definitely a new thing for me. So I'm super excited. I'm not going to lie, I'm nervous. It'd be silly if I would deny that. So if you're going, I can't wait to meet you. If you're not going to PJX, I really highly suggest you try and make the next one. Ashley, who is my Goldie girl, who has a Goldilynks business in Missouri, we went last year and she's going again this year. And we took so much from PJX, and I know it's going to be incredibly improved, and every time will be better and better. So I'm so excited to sit in on some classes and also meet fellow permanent jewelers. It makes me so excited. Just this community I feel is very uplifting from everything, from my experience. Everyone's super supportive. It's super fun. It's just such a great place to connect. And I have to say, of course, you can listen to podcasts like this one. You can watch YouTube videos. You can do all the things. You can read books when it comes to business. But nothing beats specific niche down business help, which there's no other thing out there that is specific to permanent jewelry. Having a boutique prior and being in business now for 10 years, I can say that from experience. I've been to many business masterminds and retreats that were obviously not specific to, again, at the time when I was doing my boutique business, specific to boutique. But I did go to retreats that were specific to boutique owners, and it was a game changer because literally they just are speaking your language, right? We're talking profit margins. We're talking about trends and all the things that had to lend to boutique ownership. And when you're going to an overall business retreat or taking a course or a mastermind, of course, you're going to take things from that. I'm not saying it's pointless because I still invest in those things to this day, but I have to say it's an overall blanket approach to business in general, whether it be social media, things like that, but not specific to permanent jewelry. And again, the people you meet is priceless. I have to say, even business masterminds I've been in with really, I'll say I was actually in Jenna Kutcher's mastermind in 2018, which is crazy. I can't believe how long is that? Oh, how many years? And Jenna is amazing. And if Jenna Kutcher, she's amazing. But it was honestly the people I met within the mastermind was just priceless. Like I'm still friends with to this day. We kept in touch after, we helped each other out. The connection is priceless. And so that's if you feel like I'm trying to sell you on PJX, I pretty much am. Because I feel if you want a legit business or have a legit business doing this, there's nothing but good things that will come from being in person, taking in-person courses. And okay, I want to get into what I'm teaching about. So there's a few things I'm really passionate about when it comes to entrepreneurship and specifically permanent jewelry, of course. I have shared before, I've been making jewelry for over 15 years. So I have this super exciting hands-on class and I cannot wait because I think that's so fun. So we'll actually be beading a bracelet. I know I've seen a lot of and have met permanent jewelers that really were interested in the 14 karat gold fill and sterling silver beaded bracelets, right? I actually do offer those now. So what I have been spending time on really since the lull of this podcast going quiet for a little bit is revamping the website, adding all the new designs. I've been making beaded things like this for a long time. The beaded rings, like things I've been doing for years, but I finally decided to open it up and obviously make it in 14 karat gold fill and sterling silver, because prior I was just making it for my shop, my boutique, that I wasn't having that quality of beads. But obviously stepping into permanent jewelry, that is what I'm offering with Goldie Links. So I have since revamped the website. All the collections and all the different styles are on the website currently at goldie-links.com. We will be hands-on class, but we're not going to be using gold fill beads. That's a little crazy, but I'll be sharing suppliers if you're interested in who I go to for my beads. And we'll definitely doing hands-on beading, but we'll be talking about a lot of other modalities when it comes to creating. So as permanent jewelry, the way you are making money is it's an in-person experience, right? So whether or not you're at this point yet, or you had a business previous, or maybe you're adding on to a business. I know there's a lot of different ways that people are doing permanent jewelry, but if you had just started a business doing permanent jewelry solely, where you didn't have an existing business prior, you've never had a product-based business, as we know, how do you scale from there? Because you can obviously do more events. You can raise your prices. Sure. You can add employees. There are different ways you can scale your business. And I know it's going to be talked a lot about at PJX, because you get to a certain point, you're like, okay, you evolve. We're evolving constantly. Okay. You're going to start your business. It's not going to look like the day one you started. And hopefully it doesn't. If this is a business, you want it to grow. And so one of the ways is obviously offering maybe more products and something that makes sense that your customers maybe are asking for, listening to your customers, which is super important. What are they asking for? I started wearing these. I wear these beaded bracelets. I'm like showing them, like you can see them, but if you're on YouTube, you can see them. The beaded bracelets, the 14 karat gold. I have a beaded bracelet wrist and I have a non-permanent, or I have a permanent wrist. So I have a stretchy, non-permanent and permanent wrist. They're both pretty stacked to the max, but I started wearing those, of course, to events, and people were asking about them. And a lot of the girls I have, they have Goldie Links businesses as well, are having the same kind of reaction too. So obviously I'm seeing there's a need for them, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to start offering these on the website. That way someone can gift someone something if they want to gift them a quality, again, piece that they don't have to worry about taking off. The same concept as permanent jewelry, but something that is you're able to, and you can purchase online and gift to someone. So I have had them on the website actually since May of last year, so full year. But I did recently do a revamp and added so many more things, including stretchy rings and more styles of the beaded bracelets. So in this class, I'll be teaching you beaded bracelets. Super fun. It's going to be really fun. I wanted to teach you stamping, but then I got to a point where I'm like, how do I bring 100 hammers? I have no idea how many people will end up coming. Maybe it'll be 2 people in class. Who knows? But can you imagine a whole room of people hammering metal? I'm not sure how that would work. But anyway, as like this, hopefully this will help you just think about what you want to add. And maybe you are enjoying making jewelry. As you start doing permanent jewelry and you have no previous jewelry experience, you're like, this is actually really fun. Like you're creative in that way. You realize it's livening that creative side of yourself. And what else can I create? It's just a matter of figuring it out and learning little like simple things like wire wrapping. You can make your own connectors. You can make your own chain, beaded bracelets. Like I just said, we're going to talk bangles and how you can make your own bangles, how to make bangles. That has been something that has come up a lot. Actually, recently, I feel like more and more people are asking me if I'm doing bangles, customers. So I know there's a need so there's a few different ways I'm going to talk about that. Connectors and making your own metal connectors, and the fact that you can stamp. Like I said, learning stamping. If you want to engrave, basically stamp something on the spot for someone to make it super special and do like a word, a date, anything, as an inside joke, like that's really cool. It makes it even more personalized, which we know permanent jewelry is very personal. And so these are just ways that you can just experiment and see if something is really sparking an interest in you. And so I'm really excited about the hands-on class. So I just want to say that. So I'll be doing that twice during the PJX education. I'll be teaching it twice. And then I will be teaching community over competition. And I'm really passionate about this subject. I could talk a lot about it right now, but of course I'm gonna save all my stories for my talk, and then maybe after PJX, I'm gonna obviously do a follow-up episode about my PJX experience, and so I can definitely touch on this more and maybe make a separate episode about it. But how I started my business, a boutique business, it was actually in a merchant market. I've never had a standalone boutique, so I was up to 4 locations, but they were all within merchant markets, meaning there is many businesses under one roof. Okay. It's a really popular thing here in Colorado, at least. I'm in Castle Rock, Colorado, which is just south of Denver. And so that's how I started. And I went in there knowing zero about business, which I talked about in my first episode. And I which was a blessing because, of course, I learned from everyone around me versus trying to open a standalone boutique with knowing nothing. I didn't even know buying wholesale, what that was. And anyway, but alongside that, it was definitely like, again, learning and going in blind, not knowing a thing, definitely lent to being obviously a pretty rocky road the first few years. But alongside that was because it's almost obviously you're with a bunch of shops under one roof, right? So you can view it as you are alongside your competition. And that's honestly maybe the viewpoint I had for a couple years, I would say. But then it got to a point in my business, and I talked about this in the first episode. There's a couple of different factors of me feeling like I was to the point where I'm like, I need to figure this out, or I'm going to shut this down because I felt like just monetary, it didn't make sense. I wasn't making the money for all the effort I was putting in, but also I was mentally drained by it. I was so consumed with everyone around me and what they were doing with their shop and what they were offering, and like trends coming into play, and everyone wanted to get the latest trend. And then you felt like everyone had the same thing and you felt like you started and had it first. And it was just like so much to worry about. There was plenty of tears shed, I have to say, in the first few years of being in my boutique business. And so there was, I would say, like, the best way to say is like a come to Jesus moment where I decided to open myself up again. And yes, at the time I was reading some business books and listening to some podcasts, whatever was available around that time, like 2014 to I'd say 2017 was when, again, my big period of learning and getting clear. But then I really opened up myself in 2017 and 2018, and I probably talked about it again in this first episode, so I don't want to repeat myself a million times, but I did join a mastermind. It was actually Jenna Kutcher's mastermind. If you're familiar with Jenna, she's amazing. And it really just, first of all, put me in a room of people where I felt like the dumbest person in the room. And it really elevated me. And that's why, again, I'm such a fan of PJX, because everyone going in there is in all different levels of business. Okay. But that's the beauty of it. If you feel like it's like that same concept of going to the gym and you're like, I don't feel like I'm ready. Like, I feel like I need to be more in shape to go to the gym. And it's so silly because that's the reason for going, is to grow yourself and to get stronger. And that's why are you going to the gym? Like, it's so silly, but that's literally how our mind works sometimes, where we feel like we're not ready. And we feel like intimidated by it too, if you have no one else to go with. But I'm telling you, the best thing you can do is to go alone. I love my girl, Ashley. She's my Goldie girl who's in Missouri. But of course, we went together last year, and we were always together. We did the same classes. So it probably didn't open me up as much to communicate and connect with other permanent jewelers because we were there together. So I really, even if you go with someone else, is really trying to separate and talk to other permanent jewelers, because I have to say, even in just my experience I actually went to another business where I got really used to and got comfortable in the uncomfortableness of going to retreats by myself. The retreat that I interviewed a few people that actually met at the March retreat last year by Susie Holman. I went alone. I didn't know a soul. I didn't know anybody. And I actually, we connected prior to going to this retreat, and a few of us got an Airbnb together. And that was the best thing I could have done for myself. There's no way I would have grown or gotten the knowledge, the inspiration, and everything as much as I could have if I would have went with a friend and just stuck with her. So I just really, if there's a part of you that's fearful of going, because again, you just feel like intimidated by it, a lot of people are in the same boat. They are all in the same boat. They're going to improve their business. They're going to connect with other people. It's a great way to, again, gain clarity, obviously knowledge. Like, a lot of times, especially depending on how you got trained with permanent jewelry, it's sometimes you're doing some things a way that you realize you could be doing so much easier. And it's actually like troubleshooting with the welding machine, and just going there with a very open mind and a very beginner's mind, and being like, I just want to soak everything up I can and make this worth it. It's an investment. But I have to say, if you have a legit business or want a legit business in permanent jewelry, the best thing you can do is invest in yourself. And going back to competition, how I went on this tangent, community over competition, being in the merchant market that I was. Again, first of all, investing in myself, of course, was how I elevated my business. But also number two was changing my mindset about competition. And once I did that, and once I completely went through that transformation, my business completely changed. And so I'm so glad I had that. And that's why, of course, I love to talk about this now, and taking all the lessons I learned in my 7 years prior of being in business, prior to even opening a permanent jewelry, and having and structuring it like a franchise so I can assist and help other women grow strong permanent jewelry businesses, is because I went through so many ups and downs and so many mistakes and so many tears shed and so much wasted money in my previous, and still, I still have a boutique business. It's a very small boutique space, but prior to being within Permanent Jewelry. So I feel like I know how that mindset can take you down and make you feel like this is hopeless. Oh my God, there's so many people popping up in my area. This is just, I should shut down my doors now. Like we just go through so many things in our mind. And as entrepreneurs, it's hard because there are groups and there's support out there, but really so much of this stuff happens constantly in our minds. And to be in the right mindset and to really honestly utilize competition to your advantage is the way to like, and it's just going to make you feel good. I have to say, when I was in that mindset too, being so worried about competition, who was around me, what they were selling and comparing, and even like thinking about, like seeing how much they're bringing in or whatever, it literally put me in such a bad mental state that that business was not enjoyable. And why are we doing this? Yes, we're doing this to make money, but if you're in a state of fear all the time and worry and just feeling mentally drained, what's the point? So I feel like also having that experience too. I got to a point in my business where I was doing very well financially, but it wasn't fulfilling. So that's also a lesson that I learned. And even after I had changed my mindset about competition, joined networking groups and masterminds and went to retreats. And then I blew up my business and then I wasn't fulfilled. I'm like, okay, cool. So what is this about? You know what I mean? So there's so many factors in creating a fulfilling, successful business. And so I'm going to talk a lot about that in my class of competition or community over competition. And obviously you can tell I'm pretty passionate about it because again, it has nothing to do with the people around you and it's everything to do with you. I want you to feel as amazing as you can about this business because I do feel there's so much opportunity. I will say this last thing about this. There's a lot of women, especially I had women that just recently contacted me about being a potential Goldie Links owner, Goldie Girls. And one of the questions they had, of course, one of the first questions, we see it popping up a lot. How do you feel about this? Of course, being a trend that's going to fizzle or there being too many people and it being saturated. And of course, I don't think I have a very solid view on that. And that has to do with the community over competition as well. And I'll tie that in my talk. But I think that this is an experience and it's not just a trend. I keep comparing it to scrunchies when I talk about this, which is so funny because I don't know. Okay. So when I had the boutique, you definitely see trends and things are hot and that's just how it is. The bows, the clips, all these, I'm thinking of hair accessories that just come in and out really fast. And scrunchies. Okay. I think of scrunchies as having them, of course, when I'm in high school or whatever, obviously it might. And when they came back out to be trendy, I was I refused. I'm I am not getting scrunchies for my shop. I was up and down. No, it's not happening. And then what do you know? A couple months later, I have a scrunchie bar in my boutique because they were so hot that Christmas. I can't remember what year it was, but it was they were just literally, I would sell 20 scrunchies in a day or more. It was just insane. And of course, do I have scrunchies in my shop now? No. And I think nobody actually within the merchant market that I'm in, I can't think of anyone that has scrunchies. So it's just, that is a trend for me that you see and it's bye-bye. It's around for a little bit. It's hot. It might stick around a little bit. It's not weird to see when someone have a scrunchie in their hair, but it's not something you see everywhere. It's not something that you're dying to have. It's just it's in and out, right? Permanent jewelry, it's an experience. Okay. It's an experience. And I can't tell you how many times I have people coming in that say, oh, we were going to get tattoos, but I was, not wanting to get a tattoo. So this is the next best thing. And maybe this is a step into seeing how much I can commit to this. And then we get a tattoo, whatever. But if you do this, there's so many mother, daughters, best friends, couples. Oh my gosh, people that are coming together all the time. And even if they're not coming together, if there's not people coming and they're coming alone, they're most likely getting something that is so special. I actually just had someone yesterday come to my house because I do in-home appointments. And okay, this is crazy because I probably can get emotional and I don't want to get emotional, but she's a surrogate and she had her first round that the baby didn't stick. Okay. And so she's doing it for this couple in California and she's traveling today actually to go get implanted again. And she wanted an engraved connector that on one side said stick and the other one side said stay for this baby. And we put it on a beautiful one of my handmade black opal chains, which is actually like a man-made opal, of course, black opal, but it has this like rainbow, almost like glimmer to it. So when it hits the light, it has all these colors. And she's, oh my God, I love black, but I just love how there's so much color in the sun. That's like this rainbow baby. And so it was just so emotional. And she was just like, this is so special to get this on the day before I leave. And I'm really just praying this one sticks and it's so important. And just, I love this couple and da, 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 right? And then I had another woman come in and she was by herself and she got something to celebrate her sobriety. And someone else just coming in to get obviously birthstones for their children, people getting birthstones. I just had a woman last week who got birthstones for her kids and her kids, that unfortunately she lost. And so there's a lot of meaning that goes into this. And I truly feel my last thing, I can sum it up. Connection never goes out of style. And that's one of the things I put a lot on my marketing for Goldie Links, because that's what I love so much about permanent jewelry. And that's what just combines all this love of what I have for jewelry, for the beauty of jewelry, for creating jewelry. But the connection piece has always been something I've been missing prior to just making like cute designs I would put in my shop. And of course, always loved the meaning of gemstones. I've always loved stamping jewelry to create like a beautiful quote or a word, something that was very meaningful. I've always loved birthstones. And so it just combines all of this. So how I feel about it is that I don't feel it's going out of style. Sure, something can be like hot when it's new, sure. But I think if you're willing to evolve and grow with this industry, and because again, I still, even just personally what I've been offering in the last 6 months, for me making gemstone chain, and I'm like talking about bangles more, and I'm making a new engraved connector that I'm also going to teach on and talk about. These are things that are just making it, just evolving what I'm doing and offering more to make it even more meaningful. So that's I feel that this is here to stay. And so it's just a matter though of growing with the industry is how I feel. So speaking of that, okay, so I am a vendor and I'm bringing all my handmade chain and all my handmade connectors. I have all the birthstones plus some other gemstones, all different sizes, single, triple gemstone. I have mother of pearl initials and fun symbols when it comes to mother of pearl. I have a gemstone chain of every birthstone in different styles, triple stone it's like triple single stone, satellite chain, I guess you could say. It's satellite gemstone chain. I'm doing a few different styles and colors of pearl. I have pink pearl and ivory pearl. And then I have opal. I have a few different styles of opal. I have the white opal. I have light turquoise and a pink and a black. And I'm also bringing this brand new, which has not been on my Etsy shop yet, which by the way, I have taken my gemstone chain off of Etsy so I can focus on PJX and what I'm going to receive with orders, so I can prioritize and not feel overwhelmed with making orders prior to PJX. So all the chains will be displayed. All my stretchies will be displayed. I'm giving out all the info for you to be able to purchase wholesale, how it would work to be a partner with Golden Links. So that way, if you don't buy wholesale or you have so many bracelets wholesale, but someone wants a different size, because we offer a lot of different sizes when it comes to stretchy bracelets, or they want a different stone that you didn't have in stock, you have an affiliate link where if someone purchases, your customer purchases with the affiliate link when you're a partner of Goldie Links, and I can talk to you about how to be a partner, but you get 25% commission on that. Not only you can sell them in person, you can buy them wholesale outright, but then you can also just sell them as they're your jewelry and get 25% commission. So anyway, so we'll talk about that, but that's all going to be displayed, all the stretchy rings, all the stretchy bracelets. Again, the gemstone satellite chain, a few different styles. I'm going to have metal beaded chain. I'm so excited. It's been flying out the door. I have not put on my Etsy yet, but I've been offering it to my customers and it's been doing super well. A lot of different mixed metal beaded, which I don't know about you, but mixed metal is so hot. I actually have a necklace on. Again, you probably can't see it, but I have a mixed metal necklace on, layered with a shorter permanent necklace, and I love it. And so I'll be having all these metal beaded chains, as well as heart gemstone chain, which I also have not have it on my Etsy shop yet. And you're going to love it. If you're a heart person or you have a lot of heart customers, I feel like when people love hearts, they just love hearts. So anyway, those will be there, as well as I have an attachment I know it works specifically with Sunstone Stylist just because that's my machine. I'm not sure about others. But it is a vessel. Basically, it's a vessel for a magnifying lens or a auto darkening welding lens that you can slip right into this vessel that goes on your stylus. So you're able to have an auto darkening welding lens right on your stylus. I thought of this and have started creating it beginning of the year, I'd say in January. And so I've had it for myself, and I've given it to a few other permanent jewelers to test out. And I personally love it. I have really enjoyed it. So I'm bringing those with me as well. If you want to try them out or purchase, they're there for you. And I'll have been doing giveaways as well within my space. You can win 3 feet of chain of your choice, 3 months to our membership, which I haven't even touched on yet. And then also, or 12 stretchy gemstone rings, or any rings. If you want to just do metal rings, that's fine too. But I did 12 just so you can have all the birthstones if you'd like. So real quick, lastly about the membership. I'll be talking about that too. It's launching right after PJX. It is, speaking of like trying to elevate and how I truly feel so passionate about community and how we can help each other out and just lifting each other up. It is a community dedicated to, it's a monthly membership, and you get so many things. We do a weekly Monday call where we talk about our past week, any wins, losses, challenges, set the tone for the week, Monday motivation call. And then we have a monthly business expert that's going to talk specifically about permanent jewelry, something to elevate an aspect of your permanent jewelry business. So again, this is all permanent jewelry. All the trainings will be in there. I'll have a monthly new training every month, whether it be by me or someone who is something that they can offer, whether it be with like increasing your Google search or something like along those lines. My first training in there right now that will be again launching right after PJX is on wire wrapping. So to make your own connectors or chain. Also monthly photography and video. So tons. We have a ton in the gallery right now because I've been working on this membership, honestly, for about 9 months. I'm not kidding. So I have teamed up with a local photographer who's freaking amazing. And she's also a great social media guru. So she'll be talking a lot about social media and be a big person within the group to help you with social. I will be doing a podcast episode soon too, but she does all the photography and some video clips that you can utilize for reels. Photography is so important. Like seriously, I knew that going in and I didn't want to underestimate that. So I have teamed up with her almost from the beginning of starting Goldie Links. And so we have some great like flat lays and even just like lifestyle photos of people wearing chains and all the things and all things permanent jewelry. It's so great to have that arsenal of photo and video that you can utilize for your marketing and for social media captions, story prompts. If you're, oh my gosh, what do I talk about? Just help with that. Canva templates and discounts. Speaking of all the gemstone chain and connectors that I offer, everything, if you're part of the membership, you get 10% off of everything. So that's huge, especially if you are someone who's regularly buying the chain and that's definitely your vibe of the gemstone chain, then it's so worth it in itself to get the discount and be a part of the membership. There's going to be a founder's rate, which honestly is going to increase. I know it will. There's so much value that I'm packing in that is going to be literally, it's the cost for less than probably what you charge someone for one permanent bracelet is what the founding rate is going to be. So all that is going to be announced and be available to you at PJX. And once it's launched here, you can go to GoldieLinkSociety.com if you want to enter or be on the waiting list. And I will be, of course, sending something out when I'm announcing that it is live, but it'll be live pretty much, I would say. I don't have an official date right now. I just want to see how PJX goes, come back, and then give myself a week and probably debut it then, because of course I want to really be there to serve you guys and make your business the best it can be and have everything you need in there for you. So that sums up what's been happening over here. So many things. Revamp the website. Go check out the bracelets at goldie-links.com. If you want to do wholesale, reach out. If you're not going to PJX and you're interested in wholesale, just reach out to me at hello@GoldieLinksSociety.com or go to my Instagram at GoldieLinksSociety. I'll be sharing way more on that Instagram right now. It's all the episodes so far from the podcast, but I will be sharing a lot more when it comes to the products we're offering, the chain, and just asking your opinions, because I love to hear from you guys too of what you think is what you're wanting to see or ideas you have that you might want to implement that I can help you do that. So anyway, so I'll be showing up a lot more in that Instagram, Goldie Links Society. But yeah, if you're not going to PJX and want to be on the wait list, like I said, GoldieLinkSociety.com. Check out the website at Goldie-Links.com for all the stretchies if you're interested in actually having those and stocking those. And any way I can help you in any other way, text me. I don't want to give them my phone number, but That might be the best way. But no, DM me at Goldie Link Society on my Instagram is probably actually the best way. And I would love to hear from you. And if you're going to be at PJX, please come say hi. You'll see my booth, Goldie Link Society. It'll be there. And maybe you'll be in my class and we can have some fun beating some bracelets or talking about community over competition and hearing your viewpoints. And I'm so excited to meet everybody. And again, if you're not coming, you still have a chance to get your ticket. I know it. You can even show up and literally pay at the door. I believe that's possible. But I just highly suggest you come and connect with other permanent jewelers, learn. You're going to feel so inspired. And I know you're going to gain so much clarity. And even if you feel like you're at a great place in your business, honestly, the best way you can always look at it, even if you feel like, hey, I'm on top of the world, is that there's always room to learn. Like literally, I'm sorry, but I don't care. I'm trying to think of someone. I would think someone who just keeps leveling up. We can use Taylor Swift as an example. Guaranteed, she is always keeping an open mind and always looking for ways to improve. And she's never, yep, I'm done. I'm the best. It's fine. As with just people that are leveling up and is definitely keeping that open mind and knowing that there is more to learn and ways to improve always. I never, ever want to have the viewpoint that I have in me. I'm done. Like I know everything. I'm cool. Don't need help. Like it just doesn't exist. So anyway, I will leave you at that, but I just want to give you a little update. I wanted to make this 15 minutes. Of course, it turned out to be a half an hour episode. It's fine. And again, if you have any questions, please reach out. I love hearing from you guys. I've had some people reach out to me, some peeps through my social saying that they found my podcast and binged it. And that makes me so happy because I really hope that I'm helping you guys and giving you some value. So I look forward to meeting you hopefully in the future in person. And I can't leave it at that. Okay. Have a beautiful day. See you in Vegas. Bye. Well, how do you feel? I hope this episode inspired you in some way. I would love to hear from you. So visit me on Instagram at Goldie Links Jewelry or at my website at goldie-links.com. I'm always down to chat. Have a golden day and I'll see you next time.